and welcome to another interesting episode of Football Unfiltered. We are excited to be back on the screen with another interesting episode. Joining me today is Emmanuel, and together we'll be talking football, talking facts and interesting things that have been happening within the world of football. Emmanuel, you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me once again, and happy New Year to our viewers.
Yeah.
We've actually resumed back to our weekly analysis of the most interesting sport in the world. So it's good to be here again. It's good to be here.
Thank you too.
Thank
so how
you.
has it been for you? The celebration and everything.
Well, there's no celebration without football. So I would say it has been interesting because I remember on 26th there was a football game on 26th. Arsenal played on 26th. On 27th there was football game on New Year's Day, right? Man U played on. So it has just been, fun, because I was thinking maybe the holidays will actually affect the Premier League, but surprisingly Premier League was the only actively during the festive, so it made the celebrations fun. For those people that did not travel, I didn't travel home for the festive season, so I enjoyed the festive season. So it's been fun. It's been fun.
So currently there's a news on that Pep Guardiola's wife divorced him. So, and I want to ask you, do you think that the situation, his family situation, was one of the things that kind of affected his club with the performance? So,
Of course. I was shocked when I saw it on the news. Nobody knew where those defeats were coming from. We thought it was just ordinary defeat. But when the news
came up,
we knew it was because see, in life, one of the things that I've learned in life is that the who you marry actually affects your life a lot. If you're a man who is happy, there's this saying that behind every successful man is a woman, So I think, in summary, what affected Man City was not just about the players having injuries. There's a little bit of connection with his family. So I think that was just what contributed to Man City's defeat. And now that they've actually come back, you can see how they've been hammering 8-0, 5-0, 6-0 and all that. So I think, well, that's life. It happens. It happens. I wish him well in this new phase of life. It's painful, but then what are we going to do? We have to keep enjoying our game.
Okay, so going into the business of the day, we are already in the week 23 of the EPL game, and it will be kicking off with Brighton and Everton. Okay, Brighton currently is sitting 9th in the table with 34 points, while Everton is 16th with 20 points. Brighton has been better home record, have been a better home team. They've been winning more in their home, unlike Everton that have actually struggled away. And now they'll be meeting Brighton in their home. So Emmanuel, what do you think will play out in this game? Do you think it's going to be an easy win for Brighton based on the record, or do you think Everton might end up winning Brighton?
Well, if you look at their over, let me just walk with the last 5 records between Brighton and Everton. The last 5 records here, I'm seeing 2 wins, 2 draws and a win. 2 wins for Brighton, 2 draws and then a win for Everton. And then their last game precisely, the first leg, because this is the second leg. Brighton defeated Everton 3-0 at away. And we all knew that period Everton was actually, they were not in form. But now they have a new coach, and it actually showed in their last game against Tottenham, where surprisingly Everton won Tottenham. So, but in this game, I think Brighton is the upper hand there, considering their last game against Manchester United at away. Nobody saw it coming. Nobody saw that Brighton was going to win that game. For me, I felt that game was going to end in a draw. But surprisingly, Brighton defeated Man, not just by a lone goal, I think that game ended 3-1,
Exactly.
and Brighton dominated the game. Now Everton is coming to play Brighton at home, so definitely they will use that same energy. That look, we came to your home in the first leg and we defeated you, and now you're coming to my home. So I think to cap it all up, it's going to be a win for Brighton. But I think Everton will get a goal there, so it's going to be a win for Brighton and a both team to score game. Yeah.
All right. So let's go look into the next game that will be played between the almighty Liverpool and Ipswich Town. This should be this should be a game that anyone could just say, okay, yes, Liverpool should win. But we know football, anything can happen. Ipswich have actually struggled to win the season with just 3 wins, and they're facing a team that have actually won 15 of their games. So what do you think will happen in this game?
Well, I have to be honest. I actually had I have this likeness. You know, if Blaze was here, Blaze will always tell you amongst all the relegation team that promoted team, Ipswich team is favourite because of the way they play, the coordination. But the truth remains that you cannot use a relegation team, a relegation squad to play. They have to get that quality of player.
Yes.
I wish they will not go back, but if they will remain, probably they will escape relegation. I think what the coach should do in the first start of the next season, you should sign quality players. You should sign good players, because if you look at their last few games, they've actually not been doing well. They've been conceding a lot. Their last game, I think they played against Manchester City, and they lost 6-0 at home. You know, the Ipswich I know.
Whenever they meet
a big team, yes, but surprisingly they could not even score a goal against Man City. But then that's football. So for me, I think this is a game that Liverpool will win, because basically Liverpool have the advantage now. They are topping the league with 50 points, and the next team following, which is my club, Arsenal is 44 points. So Liverpool will want to continue that winning streak, so that even if there will be fatigue along the line, the gap will not be too much for Arsenal to close in, because I said it earlier that this league is between Arsenal and Liverpool. Man City will only try to cover up that top 4. But definitely the league is between Man City and Liverpool and Arsenal. So for me, it's going to be a win for Liverpool. It's going to be a win for Liverpool. A straight win. It's over 1 goal. Okay. So I'm looking at 2 goals, 3 goals.
Alright, so quickly, let's look at the next game that will be played, which is going to be between Southampton and Newcastle. So far, Southampton have been struggling, and they are currently sitting at the bottom of the table, and they'll be
20th.
Yes, 20th, and they'll be facing one of the toughest teams currently in the league that is currently sitting 6th
position.
So what do you think? It's it's kind of, this is a game that anyone could just close his or her eyes and say that Newcastle will win, but then it's football, anything can still happen. So what do you think will happen in this game?
Of course, Newcastle will win. The last 5 matches with Southampton, Newcastle have 5 wins.
Exactly.
Not even a single win from Southampton. So, what are you expecting? Where are you? Because you cannot use records of 10 years, 3 years. Basically, what we analysts, we use current form. That's why we always look at the last 5 games, because we believe the last 5 games could be Premier League, it could be Carling Cup, it could be FA Cup, and the rest. So definitely, it's going to be a win for Newcastle, because Newcastle, they are trying to see how they can cover up. Their last game against Bournemouth, surprisingly, they lost to Bournemouth at home. They scored first. All of a sudden, Bournemouth came from nowhere. 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, and 4-1. So it was really an embarrassing defeat. So definitely, for a team that is sitting last in the league, 20th position, Newcastle want to take that advantage, to definitely. And I think it's going to be a win for Newcastle, a comfortable win for Newcastle.
Okay, coming to the next game. This one is an interesting game that will be played in the weekend. Why I say it's interesting is because it's between your club and Wolves. So, as an Arsenal fan that is currently sitting 2nd in the league, what are your take in this game?
Arsenal Wolves have a similar head-to-head standing with Newcastle Southampton.
Yeah.
The last 5 games, Arsenal has defeated Wolves. Wolves have not been impressive against Arsenal. Even last season, when Wolves were not last season, last 2 seasons, when Wolves were actually, the underdog. When they meet the big teams, they want to, become a threat to the big teams. Arsenal was the only team that defeated Wolves home and away from the records. Home and away. Every other team, either they defeat you at home and then return leg, So Arsenal was the only team that actually defeated Wolves home and away. So going by Arsenal's performance, I think anybody who loves football and who enjoys football will know that Arsenal has the better chance, the better hand, because Wolves played yesterday against Chelsea. They scored first against Chelsea, and all of it. Chelsea ended up winning them 3-1. So I don't understand where Wolves wants to come in from. Arsenal now is trying to close in, because the last game against Aston Villa was a draw, and it was really a painful draw because we were leading that game 2-0 at the 60th minute or thereabout. All of a sudden we conceded 2 goals and it ended like that. So Arsenal definitely want to try what they can do to try and get that 3 points, because Liverpool, as you can see, Liverpool is going, so it's to me going to be definitely it's going to be a win for Arsenal.
Okay, so quickly let's look at the next game that we played, and it's between Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest has been so impressive this season. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it at all.
You mean you can imagine where the coach said he's in a title race?
Honestly, and they are actually. You can confidently say they are.
When clubs like Chelsea, Man U is telling you they are not contending in Nottingham Forest.
Telling you they are contending.
They are contending for, and not just for the title, they are also contending for the next Champions League.
Exactly.
So
you've been impressive.
Honestly, Ola Aina has been impressive.
Yeah.
He was a savior in the last game against I think they played what's it called? They played against the Southampton. They won 3-2. Ola Aina was their savior in that game. He has been impressive. So for me, I want to give it a both team to score game, because Bournemouth too have been impressive. Bournemouth have been impressive. They defeated Newcastle at away last weekend, and if you look at the table, Bournemouth here, they are 7th on the table.
Exactly.
While Nottingham Forest, they are sitting 10th. And if you look at their last 5 games, they've had 3 draws, while Bournemouth have had 2 wins. So invariably, Bournemouth here is the bigger team here. But looking at the current form of Nottingham Forest, I think they can actually get a draw from that game. It won't be an easy win
for them.
It's gonna be a game of goals for me, because Nottingham Forest, they've been consistent in their last 5 games here. They've had goals in their last 5 games. Their last 5 games and beyond, they've had goals, and they've had 1 draw in their last 10 games. They've had 9 wins and just 1 draw. That's a very impressive performance. Very impressive. While Bournemouth, on the other hand, they've had just about 4 draws and 5 they've had about 5 draws and then 4 wins.
Yes.
So invariably, if you look at the current form, you can see that Nottingham Forest here would have the upper hand. So for me, I'll go with the both teams to score and a draw.
A draw for the team.
Yeah, for the both teams.
Okay, quickly, let's look at the next game that we played, and it's between the almighty Manchester City and Chelsea. So this is a game between the master and his boy. The last time these 2 teams met each other,
the beginning of the league.
Yes, and Man City defeated Chelsea.
2-0.
So do you think it's going to be a repeat of what happened in the first leg?
No. One thing I noticed about Premier League is that it is not easy to defeat a team home and away.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's just few teams that are lucky to do that. Check Premier League records in the last 2-3 years. It is not easy, because a team that you defeated at home or at away, coming back, they will definitely go and watch a replay of that game, and they want to look at their lapses,
Yeah.
look at where and what they need to work on. So for me, that game against Man City at the first leg, Chelsea was not actually. Maresca was trying to, he was just trying to, Right now, he said he's not in a title race, but he's trying to build the team, which he has done to an extent. If you look at Chelsea's games performance this recently, there's a great improvement.
Yeah.
The substitution is balanced.
Yeah.
The attack is balanced. The only place where I would say Chelsea just needs to work on, the area of chances.
Utilizing their chances.
Yeah. So I think in this game, I will give you a draw. Yeah. Let me just take it. It's going to be a draw because Chelsea will not allow Man City to come win them again
the
second time. So.
Okay, so we'll see how that plays out. Okay, but before we go into the next game that we'll play, do you think that what Maresca said at the middle of the season, do you think that what he said that Chelsea is not in the title race, that he's actually correct based on their previous performances? I think the last 2-3 performances so far in the league. Do you think that he's actually what he said is actually true, or do you think they can still make it to that winning trophy or make it in the top 4?
I don't see Chelsea winning the trophy. If any team will come in as a third, maybe a second runner-up, I think it's going to be Nottingham Forest.
Okay.
Yeah. If you look at the league now, it's either Liverpool or Arsenal. They're Nottingham Forest. So I don't see Chelsea coming in like what Maresca said. They're not in title race. Reason being that he's trying to build the team. So for me, he's just being honest. Just like what Amorim said yesterday. He said this is the worst Man U team in the history. That's being realistic, and I like coaches who are being realistic. You don't have to paint words.
Yeah.
You have to be realistic. The current form of Chelsea now, I don't see them, winning the league, but definitely they will want to maintain top 4. So this match now will determine, because Man City is 5th position with 38 points, while Chelsea is 4th position with 40 points. So invariably, if Chelsea should get a draw in that game, Man City will be 39, Chelsea will be 41. If Chelsea should mistakenly concede and then lose the game, it means that Man City will have to come over and take the 4th position, which will be difficult for Man City to come down again, because right now they are gathering momentum, and you can see that to stay in form. So this match will determine if Chelsea can actually be at that top 4, not to win the league.
Alright.
Yeah.
So let's now look at the next game that will be played, and it's between Tottenham and Leicester City. Tottenham have been one team that is not
very inconsistent. Yeah.
While Leicester City, on the other hand, since they came into the league, they've been struggling to stay fit in the league. So do you think Spurs is going to take advantage of the fact that Leicester City is struggling, because they are very close to it. They are already in the relegation zone with they are 19th in the league. So do you think Spurs is going to take advantage of the fact that Leicester is struggling and try to get a 3 points from them, or do you think it's not going to be an easy game?
Game might end in draw. Yeah, because the last game between Leicester City and Fulham, Leicester City lost that game 2-0, and Tottenham lost to Everton 3-2. But if you look at their head-to-head, you see that Tottenham they've had three wins, 1 draw, while Leicester on the other hand they've had just 1 win. So I think it's just like both teams are just on the same level. Inconsistency, but Tottenham is at home, so definitely that home advantage may want to play out. But Leicester City on the other hand, they are in the relegation zone. They want to fight. Everybody thought getting a new coach would actually change their fortune, but unfortunately, even with their new coach, they are still not doing well. So sometimes it's not about getting the coach; it's all about you getting the coach and getting a coach that can actually change fortune, just like in the case of Chelsea, and in the case of Everton that we're seeing now, and some other clubs that actually made some changes in their coaches. So I think this game is just going to be like, let us try to see how we can get over that relegation. Not like we are going to fight for anything, but let us see how we can get over that relegation. So it's just going to be a fight for survival.
Exactly.
So I'll just give it a draw for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talking about home advantage, Spurs has actually been poor performing in their home. They've actually won 4 games out of 14 games played in their home.
Yeah.
So it's not good. Even with the home advantage, I don't think see them survive, but they might, seeing that Leicester City is a struggling team currently. Okay, let's go into the next game that will be played, which is going to be between Crystal Palace and Brentford. What's your take on this game?
These are two teams that have scoring powers. In fact, the two teams, their attack is something that you can't really predict, because their last game in the first leg, from the records here, it was a 2-1 win. Brentford winning 2-1. The game before that last game, that was in the 2023 Premier League season. It was a 3-1 win for Crystal Palace against Brentford, and then the game before that they had a 1-1 win. So from their records, you can see that they are the team that score. Both teams score. So in their last 5 matches, they've had a both team score. Why? They've had 3 draws, 1 win on each side. Brentford have won 1, Crystal Palace have won 1, and 3 draws. So you could actually tell that they are a team that actually struggle to win each other. For them to have 3, it's going to be. But the most important thing there is that there are 2 teams that scores. They have good strikers, they have good wingers, and when you have good striker and good winger, that's where the chances comes in. So for me, it's going to be usual goal of a festival of goals. But I cannot really say this is the team that is going to win. Reason being that if you look at the table right now, they are just a point separating each other. Brentford is 28 points, while Crystal Palace is 27 points. So it's just like both teams are going to struggle. Who is going to shift the other to come up? So for me, I'll go for goals in that match.
Either a draw.
A draw. Yeah, but definitely it's going to be a both team to score game.
Okay, so let's go to the next game between Aston Villa and West Ham. Aston Villa is currently sitting 8th on the league with 34 points, while West Ham on the other hand is sitting 14th in the league with 26 points. So what do you think will play out in this game?
Well, Premier League right now is becoming interesting, because here they are playing the return matches. The return match. So invariably, every team is trying to cover up, because right now this is the only chance you have. If you miss out now, invariably it's either you're going for Europa, or you're going for the Conference League. And if you look at the head-to-head between these 2 teams, they've had, like, Aston Villa have had 2 wins, they've had 2 draws, and then just 1 win on the side of West Ham. And then if you look at the table, Aston Villa, like you said, Aston Villa is sitting in 8th position, while West Ham is sitting in 14th. But then I think the form right now is on the side of Aston Villa, because they are playing Champions League, and they've actually built that confidence in the league. They are playing the big boys in the world, in Europe. When you're playing Champions League, there's this kind of confidence you have when you're playing the Premier League as well. So definitely Aston Villa is coming with so much mentality. But then where I'm gonna be having a kind of a skeptical analysis here is that Aston Villa will be playing against Monaco in the Champions League today, and they are playing at away. And if you look at Monaco's form, Monaco is actually they are actually doing with them. They're not doing that bad in their league. So it's not going to be an easy game for Aston Villa, because after the Champions League, fatigue will come in. Definitely, there will need to be some change and all that. Why West Ham is not playing any European? So for me, I think it's just going to be a win or a draw for Aston Villa, but not going to be a convincing win, considering the fact that West Ham, on the other hand, they are actually trying to come up. They're trying to maintain their spot in the league.
Okay, so let's look at the next game that will be played between Fulham and Manchester United. So Fulham so far has actually won 8 games and they've lost 5, drawing 9 games. While Manchester, on the other hand, have actually won 7 games, losing 10 games and drawing 5 games. What's wrong with Manchester United?
For the coach to come out and tell you that this is the worst Manchester United team, I think the problem there is Onana. Yeah, that's his problem. Yeah, the guy. Yeah, that guy is too full of himself. I think I'll blame him more. Man U needs. Okay, look at the game against Arsenal where they used the second goalkeeper. Man U did well. That guy saved 2 penalties against Arsenal. I didn't see that coming. But I can bet you that if Onana was to be in charge of the post that day, Arsenal would have won that game. Because definitely Arsenal would have scored, more goals in that game. But surprisingly, that guy saved penalties.
So you think Onana is a problem of Manchester?
Basically, yeah. Apart from Onana, the players actually have I'm coming to the players aspect, but basically it's the goalkeeper because the guy is not consistent and he's not even making any improvement. I don't know why. You can't tell me that this time around they want the coach to be sacked. That's why they are
no.
Beyond that,
so they've actually sacked their coach, bringing in a new coach. So they're expecting something different.
Yeah. So I think Man U. I was expecting Man U to get signed this January transfer. I don't know if the transfer has actually closed. It's still open. Fine. Get strikers. You don't have good striker at the moment. You cannot say that Rashford is
he's lying up.
What's his name? Hojlund, Garnacho and the rest. Those guys, they don't have the experience to actually make that impact. You need to get experienced strikers now. The window is open, so why not take advantage of it? And then Fulham, on the other hand, they've been impressive. They have been impressive. If you look at their last game against Leicester City, they won. Against West Ham, they actually played. It was like a festival of goals. They ended 3-2. Against Watford, FA Cup, they won. Against Ipswich Town, they played a 2-2. Against Bournemouth, they played a 2-2. Against Chelsea, they won. Fulham have been consistent, but Man U did not. So I think for me, Fulham should actually get a win here because right now Man U is not stable. They are not stable. So any team can easily defeat Man U now. They are not stable. So for me, I'll go with a Fulham win or a draw.
Okay, so let's see how that play out. So this is where we're coming to the end of the show. But before we leave, can you point out like 5 or 2 games I think is going to be the shock of the weekend?
I think I will go with the game between Arsenal and no sorry I'll go with the game between Brighton and Everton.
Okay.
I'll also go with the game between Manchester City and Chelsea.
So
and then lastly I'll go with the game between a Nottingham Forest and a Bournemouth.
Yeah. So you think it's going to be the shock of the week?
Because if you look at the table now, the goal differences and the points, so anybody can easily displace, any club can easily displace the other. So invariably everybody is coming out now. But what I'm gonna say is that we should expect goals in this week's fixtures. Goals will come because right now the teams are trying to cover up in goals, trying to see how they can dispute the other to come up. So these are the games for me. I feel they're going to be a shocker.
Okay, so let's have that play out. So in our next episode, we'll look at it and know if it's going to actually be the shocker of the week. So viewers, this is what we're coming to the end of today's show. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button if you've not done that, and leave a comment on the comment section. Emmanuel, it's nice of you.
I couldn't wait to be here having our first show for the year. It's really been a while.
Thank you.
Please, viewers, continue to support us. We are so grateful. We're so grateful. Keep doing the support, and we'll keep liking, keep sharing, we'll keep entertaining you. We'll keep giving you the best of analysis, and keep enjoying the game. So we look forward to seeing you in our next episode.
Thank you.